Good afternoon and welcome to Stand Up for Jehovah. Will the 2014 memorial be the last memorial ever? Ooh, it's the question on every good Jehovah's Witness's lips at the moment. We know that's how you operate. We know that's how you spread a rumour and then whip up excitement and frenzy among the sheeples who are, let's admit it, bored to death with all the regular stuff you churn out. Remember 1975? Yeah, nothing happened and then you blamed the sheeples, didn't you? And that's how you operate. But I'd like to suggest to you that the 2014 memorial may well be the last memorial ever. And here are a few reasons why. Number one, following Candace Conti, where you got sued for $1,440 and ended up paying millions of dollars, and in addition $100,000 in interest per month for the whole time that you weren't paying up. Well, I'd like to suggest to you that you might become bankrupt with all the court cases that follow Candace, and that would make it the last memorial ever, wouldn't it? But I think you've got that one covered, because my money is on this, that very shortly, sometime this year, you'll be telling the rank and file, the ordinary congregations, that they're on their own for liability purposes, but they're not on their own for remitting money to you every month purposes. Here's another reason why I think it might be the last memorial ever. What if the Charities Commission ever finds out that you actually do no charity work whatsoever? I mean, I know that's what you state on your charitable returns, and you say that the charity work you do is the worldwide preaching work. But who actually does that? The rank and file do that for nothing. They do that for free, and on top of that, they buy the magazines, don't they? So they're actually paying for the literature that's been produced. We all know that the fact the magazines went free was not because you wanted to get the word out to people before the time of the end. It was because you were going to be hit for VAT and it was going to cost you billions. And so to avoid that sales tax, you reworded the whole thing, and they weren't sold anymore, but they were placed. And the fact that people might just coincidentally give a donation was nothing to do with the fact that a magazine had been placed at the door. And that got you out of VAT, didn't it? But what about tax? What about if the Charities Commission ever did realise that the money that's remitted to you doesn't go towards the worldwide work? Because what is that? Who's doing it? People are already doing it for free. That might end your little money scam completely. If you had to start paying tax, you'd be screwed. Here's another reason why the 2014 memorial might be the last one ever. Hedge funds. You dabble in hedge funds, don't you? You've paid £5,000 per delegate in 2010, I think it was, and 2011, to send 2 delegates along to international hedge fund conferences. What if that whole thing goes belly up? We all know the financial markets aren't sound, aren't secure. My partner used to work for Man Investments in the City of London, not as a trader, as a IT support. And while he was there, he asked one of the traders, what's the deal with hedge funds? And the trader told my partner, none of them are Jehovah's Witnesses, he said, these were his exact words, hedge funds are the dark side. That's what he said. Regular investors do not invest in hedge funds. They're for snakes and charlatans. You have to have a guaranteed income to the tune of several $100,000 before you're even allowed to play in hedge funds. It's for the super wealthy, and it's an unregulated market. And you seem to think that that's a really good idea, to gamble the donations that ordinary rank and file people donate and play it on the stock market. Not only the regular stock market, but the dark side stock market. And that's what traders in the City of London think about it. Boy, you're on shaky ground there. Okay, here's another reason why 2014 might be the last memorial ever. The Tinternet. The Tinternet is your biggest enemy. By the way, this red wine's lovely. Washes down that bread nicely. The internet may be the biggest threat you have ever faced. You've managed to keep people away from it for a long, long time while ever it was developing, but now it's part of everyday life in first world countries. And what a coincidence, you're really struggling to get rank and file people to join in first world countries, aren't you? And that's why you're moving to underdeveloped countries. My cousin, who is still a witness and a standing circuit overseer, has been to Sri Lanka and Nigeria building kingdom halls. I know that you're investing in land in Nigeria. It's an underdeveloped country. Less people are likely to have the internet there. They're less likely to have had a full education from childhood right through to 18. And therefore it's a right market for you, isn't it? Ill-educated people with very little access to global communication systems. The trouble with that is that there's lots of people who you might be able to cod, but they don't have a lot of money. So which is it going to be? Money or people? You can't seem to manage to nail both of them, can you? Can I make a suggestion? How about you start investing in North Korea? You've got a really shielded, low-educated people, poverty-stricken, completely dependent on a communist government regime for their brainwashing. But if they got taken over by South Korea at some point in the future, there's stack loads of money down there. Then you'd have nailed it, wouldn't you? Ignorant people with a lot of money. They're hard come by, or they're increasingly harder come by. And you are going to struggle in the modern world to find that set of people. And so, as you get more and more ill-educated people, and the quality of the gene pool diminishes in your organisation, and the quality of the financial gene pool diminishes as well, you are going to struggle for money. You're probably going to end up like some kind of, I don't know, group of retarded inbred half-wits with 6 fingers and I don't know, hickey people that just live in the outback and breed with each other. That's going to be a problem for you. And here's my last reason why 2014 might be the last memorial ever. The apostate army. The apostate army is growing, and we're growing stronger, and we're growing bolder, and we're all really good looking. Have you seen us? We sent Bo Jewell into your headquarters last week. Have you seen him? The force is strong with this one, and he's really good looking. Mark and Cora and Mike and Kim, they celebrated the memorial online and partook of the emblems. Have you seen them? They're really good looking. Don't you mess with them apostate chicks. So, all it takes is for enough people to step back off the plank that you're balancing on, and your power will be gone. And we're increasing all the time. Okay. These are my reasons why it might be the last. But you know, and I know, that it won't be the last memorial ever, will it? You just stop sparking that rumour to whip up a bit of frenzy, get people excited, get them buying the go bags, get them filling bean bags with beans like we used to do when we were a kid in case Armageddon came and we needed an emergency stack of food from somewhere. It's not going to happen. It's just another ruse. Even though I'd really, really like it to happen. I'd really like it to happen. However, I think that all those reasons I've given should be on your radar, and they should be giving you reasons to lose sleep at night. Because publishing in printed form is a diminishing industry. Newspapers know that. That's why they're going online. That's why they're struggling to make ends meet. You know that. People aren't interested in magazines anymore. What are you going to do? Send out publishing campaigns to say, look at our website? It's not going to work. And when people do look at the website, what if they type in Jehovah's Witnesses into the Google bar instead of the address line, and they get the internet, the apostate army popping up in the returns? You are doomed. You're on your way out, and you know it. You're retreating to some nice little paradise in upstate New York or wherever it is you're building your luxury homes, and then you're going to hunker down. You're going to cast off liability and tell congregations that they're on their own. You're going to hoard the last bit of money you've got, play the stock market until you all die. Goodbye, and thank you for watching another episode of Stand Up for Jehovah.